Hey, James G here with Tarpley Music in Fort Worth, Texas. And if you need to find us online, you can find us at tarpleymusic.com. I've got a Dunlop MXR pedal today from one of the best guitarists of all time. This is an extremely cool EVH modern high gain. This was in collaboration with Eddie in 2015 before he tragically died in October of 2020. But I put this together, and some people might say, well, it's really just kind of a one-tone trick pony. That's partially true. It's a one-tone trick, but with incredible amount of shaping of that one tone, okay? And so, first of all, he only needed one trick. That's why he had one humbucker and his tone, right? That's all he needed. So, but this is very shapeable where you can use it way above and beyond just getting that tone, in my opinion. I've had the pleasure of messing with this for the last couple of days, and I love it. It's killer. So let's just talk about it a little bit. First of all, it's just a killer red. It's just a really classy looking pedal. The color of the font and everything just really pops out. Very easy to see from down on the floorboard if you needing to make, adjustments while you're playing, and so blah, 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 right? So first of all, it has output and gain knobs separately, so you have a lot of control with, I want to get maximum amount of gain, but I don't need much output. Great, there you go, right? I can turn the gain down, and I just need a whole lot of output because I need it to be an extremely loud boost pedal. Cool. There you go. It has 3-band EQ, of course, right? So the bass actually is a plus and minus at 7 dBs either way. The mid is a plus and minus of 5, and it's sitting around that 700 hertz. Most guitar body tone is between 400 to 800 hertz. Okay, so with the 700, you can pull that up and you can get a lot of that thick guitar presence that you might need. The treble is a plus and minus of 6 dB at 10K. 10K is where you get your crisp, sparkly highs, right? And so you'll be able to shape that as well. So a lot of EQ shaping going on with this pedal here. Now there is a gate, so for you can get maximum clarity with the noise gate cutting off. So think about that. Extremely high gain generally has a whole lot of noise involved, right? Well, this you can actually shape that noise off and still get that amount of saturation, but it doesn't start until you start playing. You gigging guys, all right? Studio guys, you understand why that's incredibly helpful here. So there is a bass shift right here that you can see. It's a high pass filter, right? So this one is which means it's going to cut off at 55 hertz. It's going to cut off that bass. Anything lower than 50, generally for guitar, is excess noise. Anyway, it's almost always that 40 to 50 is where a guy's going to do a high-pass filter just in general, usually anyway. And then if you want a little bit more to tighten up the bass, you can actually have it here. You can hit it up to 80, right? So so you have a little bit more control. It's going to tighten up that bass. As for the other one, it's going to have your full low end and your attack there. And then finally, this is just a simple boost button here. If you just need to kick it up just a little bit over that edge, you hit that, and it is a 3 dB boost in that knob there. Right? In and out, 9-volt power, of course, battery or, and for what it does, it's still an fairly small pedal for your pedal board. It is about twice the width of most of your MXR pedals, but it is not quite as long this way. So it should fit comfortably on any pedal board that I could possibly think of. And then on and off switch to where your footy go tappy, right? And that is it. So that is the pedal in the sense of the control. So it's very easy as far as concept, but I think it's extremely versatile with this one, high gain tone. So what we're going to do, I'm going to demo it. We are going through this Black Star here in the amp, and I just got the reverb on Black Star, just cranked up a little bit, and then the EQ and everything is the same on here. I'm going to use an EVH, a Wolfgang guitar humbucker in bridge position, so very commonly to what he did as well. And then I'm just going to walk you through some of the settings of how to kind of manipulate it a little bit. All right, so now we're going to work with our first setting, which essentially is just a flat EQ across here, and we're just going to have kind of everything at 12 o'clock. The noise gate is completely down, and we're sitting at the 55 hertz on the bass shift. Alright, so we'll take that same setting. I'm going to knock the bass. It's going to cut out. It's going to high pass filter at 80 now. And we're just going to push that bass up a little bit. So let's take that bass down. Now we're going to hit the treble a little higher, and this should give us our sparkly top and clarity that we want, especially sitting in this bridge pickup. It's going to be piercing. So. Cool. So now if we take that down, we would push the mid, and you should get a much throatier kind of punchy sound from the whole entire guitar now. So now we'll do some extremes. So if I want to get a really thick gain, but I don't want much output to come out, we take that output down. We're going to push the gain all the way. So I can get extremely high saturation, but at a low volume. Now we'll kind of opposite of that. If I don't want to get a whole lot, this is the least amount of gain, which is still a lot because it's a high gain pedal. We can get a lot. That's how drastic that can be. And so you have a really easy time matching your output volume with maybe your clean tones and such like that. Cool. So now if we take the gate, we're going to have quite a bit of... You'll know when the gate triggers, as you see, I just turned that. It's turning blue, right? So it's taking care of all that noise gate sound now. So I can really pull up a lot of high gain and output. That's extremely quiet. So incredibly impressive there. Now, it also has the 3D boost that we had talked about here. So I'm going to put everything flat again. Now, if we just need that extra little push over the edge, right, we're just going to hit that boost there. And now that just gives us a 3 dB. It's just the push over the edge. So, and then probably pinch harmonics and stuff will come out a lot more in that way as well. So now let's look at... If you take the bass shift all the way down to the 55, now this is rolling off at 55 instead of 80. So especially at a high volume, you can, and we'll take the gate out. Gate all the way up. You can hear it's really cutting out all that noise and being really, really drastic. So a lot of it is a balancing act, but man, it's here. It's just the best saturation there is. So now we'll take bass down a little bit here. If we push the mid, and then we're going to keep the treble where it is. This is going to be a very up at the top of the neck place. So a tremendous amount of versatility with just EQ, balancing the output and the gain, gating when I need to, and giving it a boost. All right, so we heard this pedal jamming on its own, but I want to know what it sounded like in a song I recorded before. All right, hit it, boys. All right, so Eddie Van Halen. Hi, I'm Tone in a Box, right? It's just great. So especially if you're needing, like, I want something like this on my board, and then I have just a classic overdrive for more of my classic rock blues, kind of just a little bit of that overdrive. But if I really want to sterilize some people, here you go with this thing here. And like I said, it's unfortunate that my level of playing is what had to show you this pedal, but I did the best I could. I really just had fun playing it. But you can get a lot of pinch squeal out of this. You can get a lot of fullness. It's just a really nice, full, warm, high gain tone. So hey, what Van Halen song influenced you to play? Almost all of us have one. Right? So there's one that really kind of sticks out. Leave it in the comments there. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you're looking for anything like that ultra rock high gain tone, this is really a way to go. Very affordable as well, and I think it holds up very well with extremely high-end pedals. I'm a big MXR fan. Most of my pedal board is MXR, to be quite honest. Not by design, it's just kind of how it happened when I picked the pedals I liked the most, especially at the price point, and they're very, very durable, very reliable at gigs. So hey, let me know what you think of the pedal, and if you have any questions, maybe something I didn't touch on, ask, and I will see if that's something that I can answer for you. And if you did like this video, give me a like; it's extremely helpful for us. And then, of course, subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed, as we are constantly dropping videos of all kinds, and we do drop videos weekly. So if you would like to know and be notified when we're dropping another video, we can do that. You can just sign up for the little bell there, hit that for turn on the notifications, and hopefully we will see you on the next one.